I've enjoyed the topic this week a lot. I hope you have. I hope it's of assist. It's helping bring more love, light, and truth to a degree. But I've also noted this is something I've noticed. I noticed it during my meditation when do you have that little dot on your driver's license that says you're an organ donor? Maybe you do. What a noble idea. But you notice that when it comes to donating organs, the one that nobody ever wants is our brain. Um, yeah, liver, no problem. Kidneys, sure. Eyes, yeah, but nobody wants my brain. Isn't that amazing? And yet we all uh, claim that our brain is like, numero uno, leading the score, and yet when we're done with it, nobody else wants it. And golly, I wonder why. The persistent and astonishing ability of our brain to cut us off from reality and to present to each and every one of us an individual picture that is, um, well, in technical terms, just not true. Now, I'm going to use a couple of lines from world scripture. I'll change them a little bit, but the first one says, "We are people who could not differentiate the true from the false. Our illusory life seemed the only normal one, our artificial life." In that scripture, it says, "Our alcoholic life seemed the only normal one." But you know me, um, and my persistence that Earth is a recovery planet where souls go to work out their delusions and absurdities and well, the false, so that we can grow and develop our consciousness. Another line from scripture says, "The persistence of this illusion is astonishing." The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. It's amazing the way that our brain will lie to us. Now, in the recovery world, if you talk to people that are actually in the business, they speak of this quality called denial and the ability of a human being to uh, hang on to the absolute nth degree of their being and hold on to it till it's peeled out of their cold dead fingers, their denial of what they think it is. People will absolutely go into the maw of death to hold on to their denial. Now, I saw a great example of this. I've been on a bit of a movie watching kick, watching all sorts of movies of all different ilks, but decided to watch a movie with German subtitles last night called Downfall. Really good movie, really well done, but it's a real German movie made by Germans. And but after you begin to get into the subtitles, but it's about the last few days of World War II and Hitler and his generals and his sycophants in the Fuhrer bunker and their the denial on the part of most of them to think that something would work out, the army would break through, that Hitler was right, that he's been telling the truth all along as the bombs are falling all around. And the persistence of their illusion was astonishing. Now, it's very, very easy for me to blame and point the finger at them and talk about their persistence of illusion, but um, I have my own, and we all have that, and it's what our brains do, and yet it doesn't have to be the case. And truly, the spiritual path is to use our brain as best we can as a tool to tune in and to tap into what's actually true to the degree that we can in this lifetime. Now, God is very, very generous and loving because there's something planned for all of us that will break through the delusion. One of the words for the devil in many world religions is a liar, is it the adversary, the one who lies. And of course, the lie is who it is that we think we are. And but God has planned a very wonderful event that will break through that once and for all. And it sounds a little morbid on the surface, but it's called "We're All Going to Croak," and then we'll be done with our brain. Nobody will want it as a donation, but we will see through this delusion once and for all. And that will be a wonderful thing. But I would prefer, and I think the message of all the saints, sages, and mystics is we don't have to wait till we croak. We can, all of us, remind ourselves that to some degree, and I may have mentioned this in the past, and I'll end with this. The those bubbles that kids blow, not the little ones. You remember those, the little, but the ones they blow that become like 4 and 6 and 8 feet wide. They're so big, they're terribly unstable and they wobble and they barely make it off the air. And yet that could be our ego. And, we all judge. It's like, well, my bubble's really big. And I encompass most of reality with my bubble, and my bubble is stable. And my bubble certainly has more truth than yours does, as it wobbles and barely makes it off the ground and then pop, gone. So let's burst our bubble for good purpose, see through to the truth, and realize that the as true as the artificial world can see, it is delusion. And let's gain the perception of the mystic and the sage, see through it, and start to enjoy this, shall we? Anyway, I hope we get to talk about our brains tomorrow in our meeting, and have a beautiful day, and see you all tomorrow.